You need me to talk more for mic check, or?
I just got it right now when you were responding, so we're good there. We're good there.
Okay.
And let me pull up this picture or this meme of AOC, because yes, folks, for the second time in a row, there is no update this week, but what there is the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV with the expanded free trial, which you can play through the entirety of Realm Reborn, and the award-winning Heavensward expansion up to level 60 for free, with no restrictions on playtime. Get on it. Why should you get on it? I've literally made the same bit twice in a row for 2 weeks during this podcast for no other reason than that is literally all we can talk about before the beginning of the show when Mingo's not here.
Unfortunately.
It's an addiction.
Mingo brings the funny.
Mingo brings the funny, and also just like, you know, we need a normal person to come in and get us off of that, because once you're in, and there's no ending.
Yeah.
It's too late for us. You know who it isn't too late for? You. Because that free trial is still there. You thought I was going to say it's not too late for you to save yourself. No, don't save yourself. Join us. Come to the pit. It's fun. We have Catboys. Hello and welcome to Weeaboo TrashTalk, your number one unranked weekly anime podcast. Every Wednesday at 9:30ish p.m. Central Time, we come to you live for our trash takes on anime news, host topics, and what we've been watching right here at twitch.tv/CLOSP. Please remember, if you have Amazon Prime, you have Prime Gaming, and one free monthly Twitch sub for any channel. We'd love to be that channel for you, but if not, no, I get it. We did the same bit about Final Fantasy XIV twice in 2 weeks because we just yeah. You just heard this. I'm repeating myself again. I get it. What you should do, though, is still use it because you already paid for it. I mean, if you're not going to use it when you pay for it, here's what I suggest to you. A sub to Final Fantasy XIV costs less than Amazon Prime. So if you're not going to get the full benefits at Amazon Prime, go ahead and cancel it. Who cares? Twitch takes half our money here anyway. But you know who doesn't take any of our money? Final Fantasy XIV, because it's not even our money, it's just theirs. But then you get to play Final Fantasy XIV. Trust me, it's a good use of your time. Anyway, I'm your host, CLOSP. You can call me P. As always, I'm joined by my two co-hosts. Well, actually, just one co-host, because I just said that. I'm not paying attention. I was honestly thinking about 14 again. Anyway, El Chefe himself, Mingo of At Cooking with Chefe on Facebook, is not here this week still. Hopefully, he will be returning next week, just has other things going on at the moment. But I am alongside the world's number one Mew enthusiast, Gallant of Gallant Zeros on Twitter and Twitch.
If you're like me, and you always forget to use your Prime Gaming, you should stop like I just did in real time.
Did that happen?
Yeah, I did. Pretty sure I did. Did that happen?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if it did.
Did it not?
The alerts didn't go off. The feed didn't jump.
Hold up. Oh God, this is so bad. Wait,
people,
what?
I swear it's a lot easier than this. So
It's probably.
Here.
Oh no. Yeah, I did. I used my Prime Gaming on here.
On here, huh?
On this channel, yeah. I use my Prime Gaming sub. Hold on, you have a badge, right?
Yeah.
Uh.
Okay, yeah, 2 months. Okay, 2 months. No, it's there. It's there now. The alert and everything just didn't update for some reason. Is it? Oh, I don't know about all that.
That's bizarre. It's been at least 5 months since I did since I jokingly did this on the pod the first time. But also, maybe I should be putting some of that money back into our pockets.
Well, it's either us or Bezos, so.
Yeah, I mean, at least get $1 out of it. I don't know. I don't know what that transaction is. Let's maybe not say that on there.
Hey, me either, because Twitch.
Yeah, didn't you get charged from Twitch?
Yes, I did. I'm still in the negative. Technically speaking, once again, folks, we love making this podcast for you. This is once a week, twice if you count the video game podcast we do. Otherwise, I don't really stream that much because I'm kind of still on. I'm kind of more in the back end now, just producing this, learning the skills, get all this done, and produce more things for you. So, technically speaking, your boy's kind of still in the negative on his own Twitch channel.
Well,
Internet
that happens.
So if anyone's telling you, man, you're insane for trying to be internet famous, yeah, so I'm not trying. I started looking at employable skills. Editing. Let's go. Let's go. Who needs a social media manager? I got you. Anyway, this is episode 10 on Wednesday, September 15th, 2021. This week, nothing too crazy this week, actually. Nothing broke like a crazy news story. We got a small update for you about the funny, crunchy acquisition. Nothing crazy. We're not going to go into detail, but there has been an update on there. We got you some new catalog updates, some new announcements, and some new dates. But nothing too out of the ordinary. So just relax, take it easy, calm yourself down, and just enjoy the show. I mean, what you could do, perfect time for it. Get the download server for Final Fantasy XIV.
Season those pork chops. Do whatever you're doing. Clean your toilet. Clean your sink.
Yeah,
whatever
exactly.
you do while you're listening to a podcast. I hope that sink shines. I cleaned my sink last week at 4 a.m. for some reason on a Thursday night.
I mean, it looked clean.
I'm mentally stable, but that's one person's opinion.
Even if you weren't mentally stable, people can comment on your mental well-being. What they can't do is call your sink dirty. And really, that's what life's about.
That's the truth.
I have to clean my sink too. I clean my drain a lot, actually. I really do. Like, I actually pull the thing out and, like, you get the wipe, clean everything out, because I want to make sure that all the water's flowing correctly, because I have had that problem before in the future where we just, for the longest time, I thought it was broken. I could not pull out the drain, actual clipper. So the one time I did, and it was just, I pulled it out. It was bad. It was nasty. It was terrible, disgusting. Took a lot of time to clean it all correctly and just, like, burn everything off. But, now,
Did you take a lighter to it?
No, I just got the hotter, like, the water extremely hot.
Okay.
Like, extremely, extremely hot. I was afraid to use a lighter on it because, quite likely, it may have actually caught on fire. So, where were we?
Episode number?
No,
we did that bit.
No, we're on what we've been watching. Hey, folks, how you doing? We're professionals, I swear. Let's see here.
We're not getting paid.
Exactly. Like real professionals in America.
Boom.
Anyway, Gallant, you wanted to go and start us off this week?
Yeah. Oh, shit. I forgot I offered to do that. That's hysterical that I already forgot. So, yeah. On your suggestion, months ago at this point, I started and watched the first 2 arcs, which is 3 episodes of Moriarty the Patriot, because it sounded interesting, and B, I've been just kind of looking for, something else to watch with to watch with my mom and stuff, and she sounded pretty interested in it. We've always been kind of fans of, like, Sherlock Holmes, like, takes on it and stuff. So, I figured, okay, why not? And I have to say, you didn't oversell it. I'm very interested. I think my mom's a little more trepidatious going into watching a story that is painting the villain in a good light. Or maybe just a light that's just focusing on his ass. He still thinks he's the villain. It still knows he's the villain.
Like that's the whole thing about it. I like it so much, the fact that this is not what if Moriarty was actually the good guy? No, Moriarty is fully aware of what he is doing.
It's very apparent. The first episode, he is the villain.
Yeah.
I like the whole take on, like, all right, so you sit some people down in a room and, like, all right, how do we make a Sherlock Holmes thing, but also focus on Moriarty? Well, you sort of, I don't want to say flip the script, but you make Moriarty a consulting criminal, which is a hysterical thing every time they say it. But yeah, that's just the damn thing he does, and I think it's great. It ties into the, like, when you think of Sherlock Holmes mysteries, you think about Moriarty being tied to all these crimes, and they were all like his planning. And I I love that, like, it's spoilers for the first episode, that he is out there helping people get their revenge.
Yeah.
And like that, and like that's that first crime is a crime of revenge. And there is a final shot during the first credit scene. I was like, oh no, this guy's gonna get hit by the cops right now. And it didn't happen. The guy didn't get caught by the cops, because of course the only way to make a perfect crime is to get rid of all the evidence.
Yeah.
I was so scared. I saw that final shot. I was like, no, the motherfucker's going to jail. And it did. That was not what they were doing. So I was very happy about that. And then the second arc is the backstory, where this is also maybe where I was fully sold. I was sold from the first episode, don't get me wrong. But the second and third episode being the arc of how did Moriarty get here, like what's his family situation, all that gets explained. And I do like it. It paints him more than than a sociopath. I mean, he's still a sociopath, but paints him as a little more, gives him a reason for. He's not just a rich guy that's like fuck the rich. He's, it gives you, how he came to that, what he dealt with, and like that first crime. I love that first crime.
I get you.
There's the moment where they show a scene, and that it's like, okay, so we've gone back in time. He's clearly not just the smallest person on Earth. I should say the smallest grown human on Earth. But and then it cuts to a scene where, like, okay, I guess just mild spoilers. They're like, him and his brother are adopted into the Moriarty family.
Yeah.
Through some means, and you see their interaction from being orphans that are adopted by the rich, like with a butler. And then it cuts even before that. This show doesn't tell you shit. I was like there with my mom. We had to pause and be like, okay, I suppose this new scene is before the last scene we saw. It was like following the timeline was, I got it. I didn't, like, my mom was like, me and my mom were just like taken aback at when it happens. It's like, oh, okay, they've gone back even further now, like, without telling you a thing. And like the expectation for the audience to keep up, miraculous, perfect. I've watched so many things that are like, all right, so we got to explain to you every time. No, you get one date, and then you get one date at the beginning of the first episode, and then when they go before that date, they do not tell you.
Yeah.
You're just expected to follow. And like, I feel like it's like the presentation of everything's well, like it's done well. Like when a new scene starts, like, you kind of from that point have the thought of, wow, shit, where are we, like, timeline wise. Like that first episode of the 2-episode arc ends at a point where I'm like, oh, this is where we're gonna end up. It took me a minute to be like, what the fuck is going on? And I was like, okay, I see. I like know what the next episode is going to be about in a way, but like I'm still here to watch it happen, because this is just good shit.
Yeah, like,
so like that direction has me like already interested in how anything else is going to be presented. And it's been a really good time, and like literally just kind of waiting for, another night where we can, sit down and watch it during, like, dinner, or just, whatever. But it's real good, and I'm with you in that, like, we finished that arc and I'm like, okay, we'll get back to this when we get back to this. Like, I'm here for every story by itself.
Exactly.
And for whatever it wants to tell, like, overall, I'll be there for too. But like, man, I after watching it, I was so enthralled that I'm like, yeah, I'm here for everything they're doing. There is a weird juxtaposition of watching those 2 episodes of when they're children, and then boom, they're all super adult, super handsome men again. I'm like, oh god, I forgot what this show was.
Yeah. Like,
for
because
for a solid
it's a
40 minutes. They were kids being bad, and then oh god, they're adults again. Oh shit, these chins.
yeah. What I love about it is the fact that even with the kid arc that's going in there, correct me if I'm wrong. Did you finish the kid arc, or are you guys planning to go back later to finish it?
We finished it.
Okay, you finished it. Finished it. Okay.
Yeah,
What
we
I like
watched
about
the
it is
first 3 episodes. Yeah.
there will be no redemption arc in this because
Mhm.
Moriarty, so far as we've seen so far, is not a tragic hero that had something bad and that warped his mind. So far as we've seen, it's a matter of no, he's just smart and he realized that there was no reason for him not to be a villain in this world run by villains.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
he's going to be the king of the monsters for the sake of, well, he's in a world of monsters anyway, so why would he try to be a hero? He is not trying, like this is not going to be a situation where, oh, he learns the errors of his way. He's just straight looking at the world like, nah, this is actually broken. We're gonna do what we can to fix this because
Yeah,
I
by
want
my
this.
means, I am going to go ahead and do this.
Yeah,
Like,
because
there's
like
no morality involved other than, what these people are doing is completely reprehensible, and I'm going to get rid of them any way I can.
exactly, like how would I put this? Moriarty, a good, I think a good comparison would be like in Death Note. Light believes he's earned the right to be a god or to be viewed as a god. He believes his work cannot go undone and only he can do it and only he can lead the world in it. He's constantly searching for more power. Moriarty knows he's not the hero. He knows
Hmm.
he's the villain. He is purposely making himself a bigger villain than the other villains to eliminate them all. He literally wants to change the world from what it is to something else. He doesn't want people to live in fear of being bad. He literally just has a list of, he's aware of the system itself. He wants to actually destroy the system the world is in and change it to be something else that is better than what it is because at the moment it's trash anyway.
Yeah.
So why would he not? Like he's like again, it's just such a big thing. Of like from the get go, from everything we've seen. I don't know. Maybe we go back further than before they're in the orphanage. Maybe we see something then that would kind of disappoint. But I think like for the most part, what makes it so endearing is the fact that Moriarty doesn't want you to root for him. He just wants you to get the fuck out of his way because he's gonna do it anyway.
Yeah.
And the story is the same way. They don't care about. You're not trying to root for Moriarty. You're rooting for the change that Moriarty is trying to enable.
Yeah.
And no
It's
one is making excuses for themselves of being good people. No one.
Yeah. It's really funny in like that very first episode. I'm sure you'll know what I'm talking about. Hopefully,
Mm-hmm.
um, I love to say sure and then codify it immediately. But there is the person that he ends up consulting for,
Yeah.
and there is Moriarty. There is ostensibly what you know at that point to be his butler, and a victim of the crime, and one other person shows up. And because of the lighting in the scene, I couldn't. I was like, this looks like a dude from the opening, but then I was also like, I really couldn't tell until he shows up later and I could see his eyes. I was just like, is this guy that fucked up that he's gonna do what he did to this person and then just kind of show up and act like nothing happened? And no, it's actually someone else on Moriarty's side. But I was like, damn. At some point in the show, there were 3 named people, and I was like, and one of them's got to be the villain.
Well,
And
I mean,
they get there.
another thing that we show on there, like it even shows you, it basically shows you the full process of him being a consultant. He helps people get their revenge, and then was gone.
Mm,
They sell even more so the mindset of, yeah, the world is screwed up. This is a system that is broken and creates broken people in the way that the victims. So often we're told, oh, the victims get their revenge, but then they're broken afterwards. Like, no, they're already broken. They've already been changed because of this terrible thing happened to them. So they can now, like with other people, they can do something terrible and then go on with their lives.
yeah.
And that is such just a weird because normally you would see like what will happen with the first person he consults for him. You would see at the end of the episode like either gets caught or like has some kind of twinge of regret or something on there. No, they find peace. They find peace in it because justice was done, and
Yeah, in their eyes, and
in their eyes it was done, and it was all washed away. So life was able to go on from where it was.
yeah. And while yes, that is fucked up. I mean, that's that's kind of the terrible thing.
Yeah, that a person can do something truly terrible, but in one way or another, if they justify it to themselves, they can go about having a completely normal life afterwards.
Yeah.
And I love that so much. Like it's so refreshing to see that. Like they're not trying to make you think, you see, the bad guys really have the right of way. It's like, no, Moriarty is going to do this shit and go for the change. We don't know. It isn't even really specifically stated. Sorry, I may have mumbled that. Expressly stated that Moriarty has the right of it, and this will be a better world, because he's not really. I don't know if it's ever stated in the episode I've seen so far that he's trying to build a better world. He's just trying to destroy the one that currently is.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. There's, it's oh god, I'm trying to like think of a thing to compare the worlds to, but it's destruction versus creation, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But like I love that you still get the and what hooked me on the first one was you still get the Holmes-esque deductive reasoning and everything, but just through Moriarty, and he's Holmes's foil. He thinks the same. I mean, that's the point of Moriarty and the things. He's Holmes if he was killing people, or if he was committing crimes, and like I love you still get the mystery of it. You just get a kind of much more satisfying payoff, sort of.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm the sociopath. Who knows? But
Well, no, because if we stop and look at the actual opposition or the the flip the different side of the coin between Moriarty and Holmes, Holmes himself isn't actually a hero. Like
no,
it's kind of explicitly stated in his books that Holmes isn't really a hero either. Holmes is kind of full of himself and looking to just get that next big thing that stimulates his mind to solve a case. And it just turns out that eventually he, gets that morally superior stance of, oh, he's not as bad as Moriarty, who is his foil. But really, but foil to what? Holmes is out there because he's bored until he realizes how serious things are. Moriarty is out there for like, things are really this bad, so I'm gonna get serious about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just such a thing of like, I think something that people just don't really talk about very often. Like Sherlock Holmes, it's something that, like if you're a younger person, you're probably a fan of the Sherlock series with Benedict Cumberbatch. Of like, it's expressly stated in every season of that show, Holmes ain't a hero. Holmes is kind of an asshole. Like in the original books, Holmes is a drug addict. Yeah. And even like in the show, like drug as well. Like Holmes is a very imperfect person, and will even like avoid cases and whatnot that don't intrigue him enough.
Yeah.
So like the idea of,
it doesn't matter that someone's hurting or there's a problem.
It matters that it's gonna actually be worth its challenge.
Yeah. It's just it's nothing. It's not enough for him to like do something. It doesn't stimulate him in that way.
Yeah, like so I have not gotten to an episode yet with Holmes in it, so I don't know what this Holmes personality trait is going to go and be. But for the most part, like that's what makes this such an interesting story of like, I want to see how it's all going to be. I'm glad they're not avoiding Holmes. Like he's actually going to be in the story at some point. That's why I'm excited.
Yeah, you see Holmes and Watson running, and Holmes is maybe a little too pretty boy anime for me. But hey, I think Moriarty also is probably. That's just this show.
I want to say, like, this is in a time when they were all on serious drugs, so they're all probably a lot better looking than they should be. Their eyes probably a hell of a lot more sunk in black. I don't know. I can't say enough good things about it. I haven't even finished it yet. And that's such a thing. I can't stop saying good things about it, and I haven't even experienced the whole goddamn thing yet.
I told you I was watching, and you're like, I gotta go back.
Yeah.
Because one of those things that's so good, it's like, you don't forget about it, but it's like, you also don't want it to be over.
Mm-hmm.
It's like these saddest truths.
It's very much kind of like what the Sherlock Holmes books are. I finished a book or two. I'll go back for the rest later. Like, I just love that it's smart without being up its own ass either.
Yeah,
It is not
for
trying
sure.
to sell you on a message or more superiority. It is just well written to understand why these characters are doing what they're doing and how they go about it, and keep it entertaining. It's like,
Hmm.
like if you get a chance, folks. Once again, uh, let's see here, Moriarty the Patriot. Go check it out. It's on Funimation, both sub and dub. Just just have a good fucking time.
Yeah, I just at least check out that first episode, and if you don't want any more, then don't go back. But I had a hell of a blast, and I'm ready for more when I get there.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Really longer than I thought we'd go, but hey.
I mean, even then, just so we're clear, folks, we had all that time into Moriarty. Technically speaking, we're just talking about Gallant in the first 3 episodes.
Yeah. It could fall on its face, who knows? But like, Carlos has seen more, and I trust Carlos, so
Yeah, so I'm like on episode 6, where Holmes will probably make his appearance officially. But
hmm
yeah, that's just kind of what's going on there. Okay, so then to move us along, get past that. What I went ahead and watched, I've been watching it week to week, but I'm kind of want to give an actual update on it. I went back and have delved deeper into the Saints' magic is omnipotent. So this is the one I mentioned before of like, it's a pretty chill, cute show that's, how do I put this? Solid. Characters aren't really amazing, but they are serving the exact purpose they say they're going to. It's a bit of it is a slow burn. Is nature. What really made me want to talk about it again is that this past episode, as I mentioned before, let me back up. As I mentioned before, the thing about this, it's an isekai of two characters get summoned into another world where there is magic and all that. The hope is that the kingdom was trying to summon the saint. The saint is someone who has such vast and unparalleled magic powers, they can save their kingdom from miasma and monster attacks that are on the borders, encroaching closer and closer into this kingdom in the world, basically. And when they are both summoned there, these two characters do not know each other, and they have no idea what's going on. The character you follow is initially overlooked by the arrogant prince, we find out, who immediately goes for the prettier looking character that was also summoned. And a story goes on, of course, the arrogant prince favors the seemingly weaker person as opposed to the other woman who is actually, to our knowledge, the saint. What I like about it is like, yeah, it's a slow burn where the majority of the episodes we've gone through so far have been a matter of like, oh yeah, the main character is of course the main character. She can do immense magic healing. She has everything about her screams she is the actual saint because of the immense amount of power that she has. As you go on, you find out the other person isn't useless or necessarily being hidden away. The other person's trait isn't a massive amount of power; it's precise control of it. And this is not a matter of like, oh, they can do attack magic. It's actually more support magic. It's more healing, things of that nature. Um, in terms of like just healing people who were on death's door, who really should have died, enchanting and empowering like runes and things to help protect knights and everything, and also making potions that just basically like making a regular potion into like an elixir because of how much power the main character can unintentionally and intentionally, as time goes on, put into the potion. So that kind of thing. But as you find out, like, what really happened in this last episode is not so much spoilers, but basically you get the point of view of the other girl now for an episode of what was her summoning about. What was her relationship with this prince that for the entirety of the show so far you've known to just be the arrogant snob who only cared about the fact that the other girl was prettier, so it seems like you're led to believe that, oh, he went after her because he was looking for a bride or something of that nature. And now that they've given you that other character is the other girl who was Summon's point of view, what's
hmm
happening, it just got like an entire like other half of a book deeper in terms of what's happening. To the point like, okay, now I'm actually in to see what's going on here because the characters, aren't perfect still, but you get the other side of like, oh right, this is a world about kingdoms, princes, queens, kings, and etiquette, and things of that nature. You find out, there's more going on in terms of why the individuals in positions of monarchy have to react and do certain things, and their higher motivations behind it in terms of what's going on. Still trying to. I think what I'm at, like, there has not been a villain so far, if that makes sense. It's more of like, how is everyone going to deal with the situation and try to get to the point where we can actually act on things without everything falling apart? Because that's the whole end goal of this. Is like, we need to get everything together so that we can start acting on the actual problem, but then just they're having to deal with a lot of the this and that of the world itself, basically.
Hmm.
So, like, once again, I know it might seem kind of vague, but it's like I just don't want to give away the actual, like, full on turn that occurs in that episode. But it's honestly, like, I'm in. Like, once again, it's still a slow burn. It's still nothing about it is like really a bop or anything like that. I would honestly suggest waiting until it finishes before anyone watches it, just for the sake of. I don't know that I'd recommend week to week, because there have been weeks where it's like, okay, I get it, just move along. I wish we would have had this turn like way sooner, for the sake of I would like this to be more engrossing, but it just isn't.
Hmm.
But it's still so. I'm still enjoyable. Like, I'm about this. I don't know if I'll be fulfilled at the end of this, but I'm at least about this.
That's cool.
And then from there, what I went into, I started today the first dub episode of The Duke of Death and His Maid. So this is a CG anime based around a young duke who, when he was a child, was cursed by a witch that anything he touches that has a life to it dies, whether it be plants, animals, thankfully not food. And he is effectively sent away by his family to an out of the way castle or estate to live by himself, except for his maid, who decided she would not leave him, and his is like one sole thing. And the maid basically takes joy in teasing him and getting very close and almost touching him in nature. And hijinks ensue. She can be very not annoying, etchy and lewd type stuff on there, but she is actively teasing him, like more sexually and things of that nature. But what would really endear me to it, even the first episode, like, okay, I'm all in, is the matter of no, like, it's a serious thing. They realize it, but they're actually putting onto the fact that it becomes a real thing. Like, even by the end of the episode, like, no, they kind of want to be together. They really do. But it's a matter of they got to break this curse and see what's going on there. So it's such a weird thing of this. It seems love trying to endure even the face of this truly terrible situation that they're found themselves in the middle of. It's oddly sweet how what's the word I'm looking for? Genuine it gets. So I don't know, like, even on the first episode though, and there are going to be more characters, but it kind of is what it is. Like, just they can't touch them. Make a joke about that because the maid is always teasing him about touching him, and the way he's going to deal with the fact that people are scared to be around him because of the fact that, well, they could die. And again, like, just the fact that they've already kind of cemented the idea of, like, no, they'd get married. Like, at the end, slight spoilers, but I mean, it's the first episode, and that's how you're going to get the whole concept of it. And what actually sells you on it is that he does want to marry his maid. They grew up together. They do want to get married. They do want to be in love and everything, but they just need to, spend their time solving the curse so that can happen. It just, for me, it already promises to be a truly great and fun adventure, and I can't wait to see what comes of it.
That's good. That sounds great. The will they won't they isn't idiocy. It's a curse.
Yeah, it isn't like it isn't based around wacky hijinks and stupidity of, like, do they want to be together? Will they be together? A situation of They do, but like he kills anything that he touches, so there's complications there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always about, if it's like a genuine love story, if like they will, the quicker you tell me two people are in love and it's a pairing, as opposed to like, okay, who's the actual pairing, things of that nature, the more I'm in. Just the more I'm in. Absolutely. My favorite harem ever was Tenchi Muyo, was the original of like, so Tenchi really only has feelings for like between two of these characters. So while it's a harem in terms of like all these other females are around, only two are really the main actual love interests as a whole.
Yeah.
But everything else is just characters that are there for the sake of the story. So I'm out. Like it's just so cool to see it. It's very endearing so far, just even the first episode. I didn't think that it would get me in the first episode, but it did. It really did. And that's it for me this week. I was going to talk about how a realist hero rebuilds the kingdom. Honestly, I'm enjoying it. I'll say that much, but I don't want to comment on it. I want to keep the story still building. I'm liking
Mm-hmm.
it though. I really am. I just want to keep the story still building. Like with the Saints' magic powers on Omnipotent. I talked about it first. Wasn't that outstanding for me? I was hoping it would become something more, which it has now become for me. But I just don't feel that I'm ready to talk about realist just yet. So we'll see.
I think haven't you already mentioned that like twice already? So I'm sure you're into it, but you're probably running out of things to like say
Yeah,
on it.
it's just like it's not a whole lot of this is what's happening on there, or at least nothing that I would want to elaborate on just yet. But I'd
Mm-hmm.
recommend. I mean, I still recommend Realist Heroes so far, but we'll see what it becomes. It hasn't really hit its stride just yet, but we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And then with that, folks, we'll go into some slight news. So we have an update on here. This is a small update in reference to the Funimation acquiring of Crunchyroll and what that means for the different things part of it. So, real quick, from Rafael and Antonio Pindia, High Dive leaves Verve streaming service bundle on September 30th. The High Dive streaming service announced on Wednesday it will leave Eli- Ellishins? I think it's Ellishins. Ellishin's Verve streaming service bundle on September 30th. Subscriptions to High Dive done via Verve will not be renewed, but users will receive an email to sign up directly to High Dive. So, over and under about that, like I said, we're not going to go deep. We're not going to like keep retreading the same thing. But basically,
Mm-hmm.
this is just confirming that Verve was a Crunchyroll product or under the Crunchyroll branding, meaning things that are part of Verve but not directly owned by Crunchyroll. Yeah, you can expect them to leave. You can absolutely expect them to leave. I don't know all that entails basically of what's on there, but this is what you can expect as things move along.
I, and they've stated that that's the case. It's not just because it's a competing anime provider.
So far as we can say, there hasn't been an official statement of it. It's more. Let me see here. Let me double check. Let me double check the source. Yeah, no, this was a statement from High Dive on the issue.
Mm.
So
Okay.
not even Crunchy or Sony or Funimation.
Or whoever runs
Yeah,
Verve. Yeah.
yeah. Well, because
Okay.
Verve is technically under Crunchy, so Verve is a Crunchyroll brand. So that's what I'm saying. This is
I see.
confirming at the very least anything that is not under the Crunchyroll brand, you can
It's
expect to
probably
start
gonna
leaving
jump off
Verve
it. Okay.
unless they work out new contracts, which I don't see Sony doing that. Because once again, the idea is that they have it specifically named as Funimation is acquiring Crunchy, not Sony is acquiring Crunchy. So
Yeah.
we'll update further as it goes along, but that's your small update so far. We'll have the
Cool.
expose whenever it drops, folks. We promise. And then with that, we'll go ahead and go into our catalog updates.
Okay. So big Lupin updates for Funimation as well as a couple other things. They're adding Lupin the Third Part One, Part Two. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, part two.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Lupin the Third Part One, Part Two, Part Three, and Part Five. Was four
Yes.
already on there?
Uh, four.
Or is four in like licensing hell or something?
I think four is licensing hell because they're working on six right now to start. I think this week or no,
Ah.
it's gonna start. I will cover later. I think 4 is in licensing hell. Absolutely.
Okay, all
Go
right.
on.
And then there is the 5th anniversary special. Lupin Still Burning. A woman named Fujiko Mine
Good to see that
is
comeback.
going on there as well. Make sure I'm reading this right. God Mars, Ranking of Kings was added. It's getting a dub later. Rumble Garandol.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just making sure I said that right. The Duke of Death and his Maid, and Ikebukuro Westgate Park dub. High Dive has added Two Lover Darkness, Season 2's dub. And then Crunchyroll has The World's Finest Assassin gets reincarnated in a different world as an aristocrat. Jesus Christ, I'm tired of these names so much that's getting added. It's October 6th. Netflix has added Pokemon the Movie, Secrets of the Jungle on October 8th. October 9th, we're getting The Blue Period. We have The House Husband Part 2 comes October 7th. And Bright Samurai Soul on October 12th.
Few things to note that I didn't really go on there completely. Westgate Park is a full dub. It's been out for a while, but they did another Funimation thing where they just dropped everything all at once. And then, as a reminder, once again, folks, Way of the House Husband, motion comic, marketed in the West as anime. It is not an anime, so we get that out there. It's a motion comic. But yeah, with that, we'll move on to new announcements. So to go ahead and break some fans' hearts right from the start here, Netflix has listed JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6 Stone Ocean, that everyone was waiting for very deeply, as a monthly series. I tried to find out for y'all what that means, really.
Bruh.
I couldn't get an
one
actual
episode every month. I'm fucking done.
Yeah.
Unless maybe that's 4 episodes a month. And
I wish I could tell you.
I'm pirating it. I'm just pirating it. I'm just gonna pirate it. I like support stuff. Fuck Netflix. Absolutely. Bring the dub later. Put it out weekly. You stupid sacks of shit. Like,
once again, folks, if you're wondering why, again,
fuck me.
I'm not mad about things like Funny and Crunchy going together. I want anyone to get their hands on anime, but Netflix. Like, fuck. That's just ridiculous. That's just stupid. Like, there was so much hype. There was so much appeal to this, and even then, once again, maybe it won't be that bad. I wouldn't know because they're listing it as this, but I can't get y'all an official statement in terms of how it actually is releasing and what that means for you. I can't because it's not out there. If it is out there, someone's able to find it before me, hey, good for you. I'm happy that they get more clarification, but the fact that it's just, I don't even know. I'm sorry, y'all.
One job. Dude, Crunchy gets fucking episodes. Crunchy at some point was getting episodes early to sub them early, so they'd be ready for what do you call it? Like, for simul release or whatever, for simulcasting. And it's like, what are you doing, Netflix? What the actual fuck are you doing? You get JoJo's and this is what you're doing? I'm back to piracy.
Once again, anti-piracy, yes, as a whole, in terms of like we pay the creators, but there are just certain things when Omega Corp is holding things back for the sake of their own bottom line, plain and simple. Like this, if this really is a monthly situation and not a mistranslation of like, oh, it's only going to be so many every month or things of that nature, there's no actual justification creatively for that. That's to keep your sub going. That's monetary. They're trying to push the bottom line. That's it. And anyone who's like, oh yeah, but then what happens? Like, if it wasn't Netflix, it'd be someone else. Someone else would get the rights. Plain and simple. JoJo's a big series. It would sell. Someone would pay for the rights, and they would release it in a better schedule. Plain and simple. As far as I'm aware, Netflix is not a part of the production committee for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6. It's just the one who bought the rights for streaming. If they are part of the production on there, then I guess I don't want to say I'm more lenient towards they put their money where the mouth is, but that would make sense. So far as I'm aware, though, they had nothing to do with production. They literally just paid to buy the rights to distribute this product, and are withholding the way that it is distributed strictly for their own benefit. Once again, fuck Megacorps. Fuck them. Let's keep the bad times rolling. Fantasia Sango has been delayed from its October premiere. There was no new date for it. For anyone wondering, that was the one I was about. I'm very excited for. Of like, it's Romance of the Three Kingdoms with more fantasy elements into it. So I was all about that. And apparently, someone was like, "Hey, fuck you." For those of you who are still out there, the Data Live fans, for Data Live 4, it had been delayed to 2022 at some point. Sorry, y'all. I'll tell you, there's no other updates. I'll get you that as soon as I can. But nah, it's been pushed back.
That's unfortunate. I need to go back to that series.
I don't know. I forget how long y'all have waited for this new season already, but
I haven't watched season 3. That tells you how long I've been waiting for that.
You waited this long? Y'all clearly got resolve. I'm sorry, folks. Funimation has announced it will screen Sing a Bit of Harmony, the anime film they helped produce in early 2022. Don't ask me about dates. Don't ask me about places. I don't know. I don't think they even still have yet to upload the actual ticket availability for the My Hero movie that's coming out next month. So, we'll find out. It's a trailer if you want to watch it, though. Have fun with that. It looks pretty sick. Shadow House is getting a second season. So those of you that are about that, have fun with that. Fairy Tail, the 100-Year Quest sequel manga is getting a anime series. That'll be cool. That'll be awesome. Love Fairy Tail. I should go back and finish that anime. I finished the books, but the anime kind of made choices. But maybe we'll see. Let me see here. Ooh, I may get this wrong. Sasaki and Miyano's. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's just Sasaki and Miyano. The anime that is a. I'm saying this again. BL, but please don't mistake it for Boys Love. It is Boys Life. There's a name for that, morons. It's called Slice of Life. And it is not predominantly female, and even then, just let them be gay. But yeah, I'll say it looks cool. There's a trailer for it. I think it looks cool, but it's just I'm really annoyed by. Yo, just use Slice of Life or some shit. I don't know, like whatever.
They're trying to tell you, yes, it's still BL, but it's not that BL.
Yeah, like whatever. In other news, Netflix has established an anime creators base at the Tokyo office, basically to go ahead and provide a creative space for anime industry professionals to go in there, network, make things, and all of that. There was a great little, YouTube video uploaded with a VTuber showing everything of like, oh, this is so cool and awesome and great, and there was not a word inside stated about just fucking paying them more.
Of course not.
But the VTuber was cute, so have fun with that. Let me see here. Ippon Takegushi's Santa's Mystery Candy Flurry, Candy Flurry manga has ended in Shonen Jump. That's not anime related, but look, y'all. Candy Flurry was cool, okay? It was 9 chapters. It could have been great, but all of you slept on it, and I'll never forgive you for it. The girl fought with a fucking lollipop. It was awesome. Whatever.
That sounds like anime.
I just wanted someone else to feel my pain. And anyone who's out there is feeling my pain. You're not alone. I get you. Alright? I do. The world ain't ready for us. Whatever. Surumi, the anime film, had a new promo video, and it revealed a 2022 debut. Surumi is the anime about competitive archery in Japan that I spoke about a few months ago, watching and saying the series actually was very endearing and fun. I really, really enjoyed it. I went looking for a description. They're stating this as the debut of when it's going to be. So far as I can tell, we do not know if this is going to be a compilation film or a sequel film. Because the season does end on like there could be a season 2 type situation, but we don't. Yeah, I don't know. I'll figure that out. I'll share it, but there we go.
Huh.
Yeah. If you want to watch the actual anime series, it's on High Dive.
Sounds good.
Cardfight Vanguard Overdress anime is getting both a 3rd and 4th season. So, I mean, fuck yeah. Once again, I saw like 10, 30 seconds of one fight in that first season, apparently. And that was. Once again, let them be gay. Just let the boys be gay and play card games. It's fine. It's fine. Until then, that was pretty fucking hilarious. So I'm about it. Let's have fun. Like, I'm about card games just being stupid and fun. I don't care what they're trying to say with it. Just have fun with it. And that was hilarious. I'm about it. Let's go. Let's go. That's like, I guess. I mean, we're so used to comedies being about, oh, the women are interested in each other. Like, fuck yeah, bring that comedy over to the guys. Why not? Because that's what I got out of the feel, and it was hilarious. So I'm about it. Let's go. And then new dates. So this is gonna be for Retro Crush September releases. We have on September 10th, Princess 9. On September 17th, Stella Via. On September 24th, you're going to have Galaxy Angel S, Galaxy Angel A, Galaxy Angel AA, Galaxy Angel X, Galaxy Angel Rune. All of them up to Angel Rune are going to be both sub and dub. We have an official announcement that the Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex 2045 compilation film will be released in Japan on November 12th. There is still yet to be any announcement about a season 2 where that ends on the Netflix series. And that sounds about right. But I need that second season or a sequel film, whatever it is, because that literally ends with someone getting kidnapped. And that was almost a year ago at this point. Maybe 2.
Yeesh.
They brought back the original canon timeline for Standalone Complex just to end it on a cliffhanger and then not address it for 2 years, with Netflix backing them. I hate the world. Anyway, yep. Selection Project Idol has a October 1st debut in Japan. I don't know if anyone's claimed Selection Project Idol just yet. I went looking again. I couldn't find anything, so I don't think anyone's claimed yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was going to be funny or it ends up at funny somehow, because if it wasn't going to be funny, it would probably be crunchy, so I don't see High Dive getting that. But that's what's going on there, and that's going to be October 1st. I'm sure we'll have an official catalog update for that at some point soon, along with Digimon Ghost Game on October 3rd with a debut. So I think originally we may have reported on a story saying that after the completion of the current reboot of Digimon, Digidestin's original story being completed, they were going into a retelling of the second season of Digimon Adventure. And they were showing off figures of new characters and new Digimon, things of that nature. I guess there may have been some misunderstanding with that article when I was reading it, because these are the characters they were showing, the Digimon they were showing. But no, this is going to be a new original Digimon series that will be ongoing. And that's going to go ahead and be October 3rd. It's apparently centered around, I guess we might be doing some more pseudo-realistic, mature storytelling, kind of a la Digimon Adventure 3. Oh, Digimon Tamers. But yeah, that's about Ghosts, so we'll see what that turns into. Huh. And then we have, lastly, Shiki Zakura has revealed an October 9th debut. I think this was a part of the Crunchy event announcement, so I'm pretty sure. I'm like 90% sure it will be with Crunchy.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't find a press release again because... yeah, it's Crunchy. But good luck finding press releases with them. I don't know what to tell y'all. this is what I deal with. Once again, there's a reason I didn't care they got bought. Let's see here. But yeah, I mean, it looks like people transforming into mecha suits to fight, and it's a CG fight, so I thought it looked sick, so whatever.
That's cool. Yeah.
And with that, folks, we are gonna go ahead and call it a night there. There is no required rating. There is no real further updates. It was a nice, chill week. Very, very welcome. I will say,
we actually had a chill week. Weird.
Yeah, I will say this does feel like the calm before the storm, because fall season is right around the corner.
Yeah.
Even as someone's covering anything, I haven't heard anything pop off really so far. Like, oh, we're going to be announcing all this stuff all at once, because once again, it's going to be the first season. I think with things coming out that were done, like high end or started in the COVID time, so it would make sense that we have a chiller season. But we'll see. Fall and winter are normally where things really pop off, so we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, summer's usually is like the. I mean, it's kind of like here in the States, you know, where there's, you know, the bigger things come out during like fall and spring or whatever. And summer's always big, in at least for anime, because if you're running, if it's a 2-cour show running, you know, it'll run fall and winter. So
yeah. What I will say is that for those who've been waiting on it and want to catch up, if we're not getting a lot of big hits, but you do want to go ahead and watch something, maybe something ongoing, Black Clover, the dub, is officially on episode 168, and there was a total of 170 for the entirety of that show. So if you've been waiting for a chance to get into it, that chance is probably coming up very quickly. I can't wait to go back and finish it. I was waiting for it to finish on the dub, and we're very close now. So yeah, in the coming weeks, I'm just gonna keep an eye out for it. Once again, Black Clover, watch it dubbed, and give it a shot. I think I had someone say this, and I've kind of gotta agree. Just for the sake of, it is honestly kind of that much more of selling you on shonen. Black Clover kind of deserves a bit more respect than even My Hero gets. The more and more I read. So
it's one of those things where it's like, now that it's all going to be dubbed, that might actually be a thing that I end up starting. You know,
I was gonna say my
mom loves shonen stuff. She always like gets into it. So and again, when they were like, the 4-leaf clover is the most legendary book, and the fucking main character pulls out the 5-leaf clover at the beginning, I lost my goddamn shit. I've heard all kinds of shit about the series and whatever, but I was fucking in.
Yeah, like, and even then, the filler arcs to like avoid and everything are kind of more recap and blah 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 stuff. Like, it's nothing crazy to like dismiss them on there. And even I think people even said like the only like big filler arc happens more here on the tail end of the anime series of it, so that are still pretty enjoyable.
The one guy that's the head of the Black Bulls, because I did get that far, isn't his like real cool fight only like anime only like filler arc?
I think so, because it was a fight between all the captains, I believe.
That sounds great. There's no way I'm skipping that. Yeah.
Well, no, but even then, I mean, he does have good fights in the series. Honestly, he does. But I think the only time they really like went all out for him so far is because it wasn't originally. Like, I'm surprised they went as hard as they did for the filler, apparently. So that's pretty cool.
It's cool.
They went all out with established characters, not, you know, made up filler characters.
Like,
so I'm about
characters.
that. Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah. I think the thing I'll end up going by is, am I enjoying the premise of what's going on? Should I look up what's filler? You know. So I will probably just be like, oh, does this feel like it's good? Yes, I'll watch it. You know, because again, I kind of like the weird spirit vampire arc in Bleach. You know,
I mean, the bounce for something, all right. All right, folks. Before we go too deep into that,
yeah, we can't do that. We cannot do that right now.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Glad to have you. Hope you enjoyed yourselves, and we will see you next week.